We're going to submit it to the record without objection. Now I'll go to my friend, Mr. Tonko, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We should dispense with the myth that Americans' energy affordability issues started in January of 2021. For millions, energy insecurity has always been their reality. In both 2015 and 2020, long before the Biden administration, the Energy Information Administration found that more than a quarter of U.S. households reported difficulty paying their energy bills or keeping their home at an unsafe temperature because of energy cost concerns. Millions of Americans have reported foregoing food and medicine to pay energy bills. For decades, Congress has funded proven and effective programs to support low-income Americans with home energy affordability, such as LIHEAP and the Weatherization Assistance Program. Homes receiving weatherization services save on average a $372 total every year. Mr. Higgins, can you tell us about the importance of programs like the Weatherization Assistance Program and why Congress provided historic supplemental funding for it in the infrastructure law?
Thank you, Representative Tonko. Yep, the Center for American Progress is transparent about our funding sources and our recommendations. We do put things on the website, so I would be happy to respond to the representative from Texas in writing since he's now gone. One of the things that we work really hard on, though, is, as you raised, trying to make sure that low-income households have an opportunity to afford their energy bills and make improvements to their energy efficiency. And the Weatherization Assistance Program, the LIHEAP program, the new home energy rebates programs are key. So the Weatherization Assistance Program, for example, provides an average of $280 in annual cost savings to the households who participate and supports over 8,500 jobs for weatherization to go and help households improve. The Home Energy Rebates Program can save up to $1 billion annually in ongoing costs for American households. And LIHEAP last year provided 5 million households with heating cost assistance, which includes, that's $3 billion in heating assistance, over $500 million for cooling assistance, which is sort of a new mandate for their program, given how much worse extreme heat is becoming, and $500 million for weatherization.
All right, thank you for that. Other members have brought up Project 2025 today, and that proposal also has something to say about our existing programs to support low-income families with their energy bills. Project 2025 wants to eliminate DOE's Office of State and Community Energy Programs, which includes weatherization and other, and I quote, special interest funding programs. Personally, I do not believe federal efforts to help struggling Americans is a special interest. Now, I am sure my colleagues across the aisle will say Project 2025 is not an official campaign platform. But we can look at Donald Trump's actual actions as president, where his budget requests consistently propose zeroing out these critical programs. So, Mr. Higgins, if programs like weatherization and LIHEAP are eliminated, what would be the consequences for our low-income community of Americans?
Low-income households would be left exposed to extreme heat, to extreme cold. They would be unable to address, or less able to address their own energy needs. These support programs help renters, homeowners, everyone to be able to afford the energy bills they need to pay and avoid the types of terrible trade-offs between food and energy or sports practices or whatever it is that the households need to balance. These are great programs that help a lot of people.
Thank you. If we really want to address persistent energy insecurity, we should be working together to strengthen proven programs that work. I have proposed the Weatherization Enhancement and Readiness Act to make modest reforms that will ensure the already available funding is spent even more effectively. I would encourage the subcommittee to consider legislation along these lines. Project 2025 has also proposed eliminating DOE's Efficiency Standards Program. Once again, we can look at House Republicans' actual actions this Congress to advance legislation that would gut this program. The Appliance Standards Awareness Project found that efficiency standards save the average household more than $500 each year on utility bills. And ironically, on the floor, we are considering bills to appear to be tough on China. But by eliminating minimum efficiency standards, we will be allowing China to dump poorly made, inefficient products into the U.S. market at the expense of American manufacturers and American consumers. Mr. Higgins, when we lower our standards, whether that be for energy efficiency or other performance or safety standards, Can you explain how that race to the bottom benefits our foreign competitors like China?
China actually exports a fair number of air conditioners to other parts of the world, and they have watched with concern as we've raised our standards because it has jeopardized their ability to dump inefficient air conditioners onto the developing world. That's a problem for people everywhere. When we raise our standards, it puts pressure on the whole rest of the world to do better, and that benefits not just low-income households here, but also in Africa and Southeast Asia, places where air conditioning is a matter of life and death.
Well, some may claim Project 2025 is an unofficial blueprint, but whether it's eliminating weatherization or gutting
Almost time to
efficiency
explain.
standards, it's clear that Donald Trump and many Republicans in Congress have already been using this playbook. And with that, Mr. Chair, I say thank you and yield back.
Chairman yields back. I now go to the chair of the O&I Subcommittee, Mr. Griffith, 5 minutes.